Okay, it's been a while since I've worked on anything. Let's see how the Pizza Tower video did. Oh. That's something. Alright, there was also a Nintendo Direct a while back. Kinda blinked out there for a while. What was announced again? Right. Well, now is as good a time as any. Let's talk Mario.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers. Yo, you're in for a treat.
Have you ever realized that the last original 2D Mario was over 10 years ago? Like, Nintendo pumped out 4 new soups and then just decided to give us the whole pot and go, here, make it yourselves. While they went on to make not 2D Mario things, like a shooter series with really good music, a new 2D Metroid that also made me lose my mind, and whatever 1-2 Switch was supposed to be. Wait, they made a sequel? Anyways, I wanted to give the whole talking about games thing a go, and this is the best excuse I got to get this one over with, so... Alright, let me be real for a second. Out of any video I make in the future, I don't think there's gonna be one that's anywhere near as difficult for me. Like, Mario 1 is the blueprint for the 2D platformer. Technically, you could argue that honor goes to the original Donkey Kong, considering that came first, but I don't have time to go into that right now, so we're just gonna put him back in the box and wait for another day, alright? Mario 1 is the gold standard of what a platformer should be. Simple to pick up, hard to master, endlessly replayable, and above all else, fun. You don't need me to tell you this. If Mario 1 wasn't good, I wouldn't be sitting here discussing it with you, now would I? But for the sake of having videos on every 2D Mario game someday, I'm going to assume you know nothing about video games. So join me on a completely unnecessary journey as we talk about Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. For the two of you that didn't already know is a game that came out in 1985 for the NES. A successor and/or sequel to 1983's Mario Bros. Arcade game. It features the titular brothers Mario and Linguini as they travel across 8 worlds in the quest to save Princess Toadstool from the evil sorcerer Bowser, who just so happens to be a fire-breathing turtle. After you turned all the residents of the Mushroom Kingdom into blocks, forever tainting how people view the act of Mario breaking them. So yeah, Pretty Girl and Castle? Go. This video is the most attention I'm going to give the story for now because Mario is rivaled only by classic Mega Man for the reward for most repetitive story in gaming history. Actually, I guess it's worth mentioning that the English manual briefly mentions the Mushroom King, who, to my knowledge, has never been mentioned again outside of some comics or something. Also, nowhere in said manual does it mention Mario and Luigi originally being plumbers from Brooklyn that stumbled on the warp zone to the Mushroom Kingdom. I have to wonder where that idea stemmed from. Is it a US Sonic versus Japanese Sonic situation? Like, the only early Japanese Mario story I know of is that weird OVA from 1986, of a great mission to rescue Princess Peach, or to be more accurate, Super Mario Bros. Peach Hime Kyutsutsu Dai Sakusen. I'm so sorry. I haven't watched it, but I think the idea is that the Mushroom Kingdom is like an actual video game that Mario enters or something. No, from what I remember, the Brooklyn thing was mostly commonly referenced in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, where the general plot of some episodes was the fact that Mario and Luigi had been trapped in the Mushroom Kingdom and were actively searching for a way back to Brooklyn, only for the adventures of Mario 3 to completely drop that idea and just let people freely travel between Earth and the Mushroom World. This whole real-world, fantasy world idea had been ignored for years, with Mario Odyssey only bringing us more questions than answers, only for the movie to bring the Brooklyn origin story back, and while the movie is 100% its own thing, I feel comfortable saying it. Mario is an isekai! Don't get the wrong idea. I don't really care about the greatest story of mainline Mario. Not only is the series full of retcons and redos, but trying to place all of it in a single timeline is a definition of insanity that makes Zelda look like child's play. I won't lie though, it's really funny to watch, so I still read into the theories when I'm bored for some reason. Alright, that's enough stalling, let's get this over with. In Super Mario Bros., you save the day by jumping through 8 worlds of plains, spontaneous oceans, more plains, whatever's going on here, and at one stage with the mushrooms. You'll jump with A, run with B, move left and right with the D-pad, duck when you hold down on the D-pad, and I don't know what up does on the D-pad, the manual won't tell me. You run for each of the 8 worlds' 4 levels, the first of each being an overworld level, followed by a mix of overworld, underground, and underwater stages, the third level being what would later be referred to as an athletic stage, where there's a giant pit at the bottom and tons of The third level being what would later be referred to as athletic stages, while there's a giant pit at the bottom and tons of tight jumps to make sure you know the run button exists, with the fourth level of each world being a castle that ends with some generic enemy trying their best to pull off a Bowser cosplay and a toad that tells you that the princess is in another castle. And thus, a decades-long gag was started. Along the way, you'll find a cast of baddies that all in themselves have become icons of the series. Goombas, Koopas, whatever these things are. Hammer Brothers. If this video gets taken down because of that, I won't be happy. All of this makes this 32 level classic mostly enjoyable, provided you ignore the fact that several levels were reused to save system memory. The repeat levels were actually changed in the arcade version versus Super Mario Bros. Where they replaced them with levels from Thou Who Shall Not Be Named. Time for some neat Mario trivia. Did you know that the fake Bowser thing was originally a programming error? I'm just being an idiot, and I feel most people already know that one already, but something I think more people don't know is how the 1-up system works. The first level of each world has a hidden 1-up block. The one in 1-1 is one I feel everyone knows about through cultural osmosis, but the others are more interesting. Take this bridge in 3-1 for example. When I played this game as a kid, I'd jump around it, do kid things, and look, a hidden block. Neat. Take a look at this clip. Same level, same bridge, no block. So what gives? Get this! The 1-up blocks are tied to coins. Not the amount of coins you have or the amount you've grabbed in that level, although that is how the bonus blocks work in Mario World if you didn't already know. No, the 1-up blocks won't spawn unless you collected every single coin in the third stage of each world. Dying past the checkpoint won't save the coins either, so it's gotta be done in one go. I have no idea why they programmed it to work like this, but at the very least it means that lives have a purpose, which is something I don't think many of the later games can really justify. But what about 1-1 then? How does that one work? Well, since there isn't a world before World 1, at least the one that's intended, the game just sets the value to have the block spawn in regardless. This is also why you can get the 1-ups and levels after you take a warp zone. Since you never played the previous athletic stage, the game just defaults to having it on. This is a gross simplification of all this because I am not the person to ask about how code works. I'll leave a video by Cosmic in the description that goes into more details if you're interested. I'm proud to say I already knew this before the video was uploaded, but between the two of us, I'm not the speedrunner, so I'm willing to admit I don't know everything.
This is just another tangent to avoid talking about the actual game, you fraud.
Okay, it's true. I don't have anything unique to say about Mario 1 itself, and I don't feel like going through every single level of every enemy in detail in a poor attempt to pad the runtime of the video. Like, can you imagine?
And here we have the Goomba, referred to as the Little Goomba in the manual, which is quite inaccurate in today's terms, for what would we call micro Goombas? Little Goombas? That is preposterous. Do not even mention the heinous act of calling super mushrooms magic mushrooms, as to imply that our noble hero would stoop so low as to indulge in narcotics of the fungus variety, to go, as they say, on a mad trip, bruh. Perchance.
I can't say that in good faith after Wonder was revealed. They weren't even hiding it anymore. It's Mario 1, one of the most important video games to ever be made. You don't need me to tell you that. It's the one that started it all. A bit simple by today's standards, sure, but it still has enough amazing design choices that we still look at it for inspiration. Or at least I did, making the 4 or 5 levels I published in Mario Maker 2 before realizing that level design is really hard. That's it. That's the video. If you made it this far, I'm sorry.